Hello, extraordinaries, and welcome to the High Performance Consciousness Podcast. My name is Matthew Paddy, and today I will be your host again. A very important episode today, talking about how to get clear on your goals, how to get clear on what you want. Because at the end of the day, this, for most people, over my last 25 years of being in this industry, is one of the hardest questions to answer. Personally, I found it difficult to answer at times too, until I've really sat with myself and sat with the potential of my imagination and asked, what is it that I really, really want? So let's dive in, because the aim of this episode is to help you gain greater clarity on what is meaningful and valuable and what will add increased meaning and value to you and your business and your life. At the end of the day, now you may have heard of this before, which is, I want what I want because I want it. It's as simple as that. When everything is boiled down, do you really want what you want? And can you get what you really want purely because you desire it? The answer is yes. However, because we find it difficult to decide what we want, we find it difficult to focus our energy and our attention on the achievement or accomplishment or the receiving of that desire fulfilled. But let's go back in time first. We want what we believe we can have. That is the first underpinning decision that we unconsciously have made when choosing what is preferred or non-preferred in our life. What we believe we can have, what results or experiences we believe we can have. And this comes down to deservingness as well, which is a very deep wound, both in the male and the female psyche of entrepreneurs all around the planet. What do I believe I can experience is linked to deservingness. But if we go back in time, it's linked to our previous experiences and our previous environments. So let me explain. When you first go to answer that question, what do I want? Our mind immediately is wired to past events and says, well, I'll go to what feels easier in my mind and more achievable because of predetermined experiences, of the predetermined experiences of my past. So I'll go back into the past and say, the last time that I wanted something, this is how I thought about it, this is how I acted, and this is how I felt. And you will then surmise very, very quickly through all the neurons and the firing of those neurons. Unconsciously, you will then determine whether it's good for you or not good for you, whether you were able to achieve it and experience it and feel the feelings of fulfillment and accomplishment, or whether you didn't. So when you go to ask yourself, what is it that I want? I encourage you to put, what is it that I really, really, really want? What is it that I really, really, really want? Not based on previous experiences, not based on the facts of my external reality right now, not based on what I see and experience in my current reality, but what is it that I really, really, really want? And sit with that and feel it. And you may actually, at the first start of that thought process, feel resistant. You'll feel a contraction in the body. You'll feel a contraction in your thinking. Take a note of that. Be aware of that. We're not judging it at this point. And the reason we're not judging it, because I want you to observe the addiction your body has to the past, and that it is actually a contracted state that is keeping you from experiencing and exploring your highest potential. Because what I really, really, really want is this, but I don't believe I can have it because of that. That's unconsciously playing out in our minds. So what I really, really want is to have this type of business or this type of revenue or this type of impact or this type of client result or work with these types of clients or have this type of relationship, this type of health. But I don't believe I can have it because in the past, every time that I have desired something similar to this, I have come up against obstacle or resistance or judgment or fear of failure, whatever it may be. And it has stifled me or blocked me or retarded my ability to experience what I really, really want. So this may speak to some of you and not all of you, but I'll give it a go anyway. What you really, really, really want is the power to create your reality at will. What you really, really, really want deep, deep down in your psyche is knowing your superconscious potential, your highest potential, that you can create and experience any and all reality you determine and you prefer. That's what you really, really want. You want to know that you can bend reality at will. You can change the external world to mirror and match the workings and the signature of your internal world. So once we get beyond that, and you can go, okay, I can see that for what it is, and maybe I can entertain it for a minute. Imagine this. Imagine if you did not look to your past for reference of what is possible. Imagine. It might be a bit perplexing. You might feel a bit discombobulated to begin with and say, well, without any frame of reference, I don't know what's possible. Without any frame of reference, I don't know what is meaningful. Without any frame of reference, I don't know what is good or bad or preferred or non-preferred. Exactly. So you can use the power of the present moment and use the function of your emotions and your thoughts with awareness to sit in the present moment and answer the question, what do I really, really want to experience now? What do I really, really want to experience in my business? What do I really, really want to experience in my relationship or my health or in any area of my life? And sit with the self. And as these emotions come up, as these feelings of doubt or insecurity or lack of deservingness, whatever it may be, arise, you may also start to consider, well, I'm not sure I'm going to be accepted if I get what I really, really want. And I've heard this so many times, and maybe you can relate, that if I get what I really, really want, then maybe I'm going to be judged as selfish. Juicy. Or maybe if I get what I really, really want, maybe I'm going to leave people behind and I'm going to be judged as being uncaring, unloving, egotistical, full of myself, whatever it may be. Maybe if I get what I really, really want, I'm actually going to show other people that their indiscretions and their past mistakes and their failure to move on their dreams and take action is more real, and that will create resistance and that will create frustration in my relationships, in my environment. So all of a sudden, we start to place ourselves in the past because we are the product of our environment. We are the product of our internal environment, which is creating constant feedback loops to our external environment. So as I've said in previous episodes, our environment is critical for our development. You will evolve at the rate that your environment evolves. If you are in a devolving environment and it's frozen in time, nothing's changing, nothing's really being uplifted or upgraded, you're going through the same motions, the same experiences, the same conversations, the same results in that environment, whether it be in your relationships, your business, or your family, or your workplace, whatever it may be. You are the product of that environment. So choose an environment first within the self that promotes evolution, the evolution of your soul, the evolution of your results, so that you are seeking to express your highest potential in new ways to create new experiences. So what you really, really, really want is to be honest with yourself and to act in and of the self and for the self right now. It means that what you really, really, really want will never hurt anyone else. It will never delay gratification to yourself or to others. It will never delay the love that you have for yourself and for others. So what you really, really, really want is to be creative, is to know that you have the power to change your reality by engaging your superconscious and receiving that information, receiving information that is encoded for you. Are you being called to change? Are you being called to shift, to upgrade, to move, whatever it may be? These are impulses that you are receiving from the field, nudges, an invitation to shift. So by denying what you really, really want, you end up feeling resentful, contracted, sad even, and you end up repelling opportunity because you aren't used to receiving and applying the information that is coming to you from your higher potential. I hope that makes sense. So if you stay where you are and you remain frozen in time where nothing changes, everything's the same, it's Groundhog Day, are you evolving? Are you living, or are you purely existing? Because existence is different to living. For me, when I live, I feel like I'm thriving. It feels like I'm able to make decisions at speed that support my growth and support my evolution, which invariably supports and nourishes others as a direct result of that. So what you really, really, really want is the power to decide. Decide what you want. Decide what is possible for you by creating a belief that is linked to all things is possible. That is what got me started on this journey many years ago. I wanted to bend the fabric of space-time. I wanted to understand, are we fixed in a predetermined experience called life? And I started to sort of explore, well, if I could change the way that I think about a thing, about an event, a circumstance, a person, an outcome, then surely I can change the result. Yes, if I can change the way that I feel about an event, a thing, a circumstance, a person, a result, I can change the result. I can change the experience. Yes. So I started to manufacture within myself different ways of being at different states of being. So what I really, really, really want and wanted was to understand our capability for change, understand our capability to bend our reality, to bend the space-time continuum, the fabric of the universe in my favor. Yes, in my favor. Because if I am lit up and fulfilled and whole and feeling, loving, generous, excited, kind, appreciative, all those sorts of things, then that electromagnetic signature ripples out into my field. And what comes with that is a resounding return of the same mirrored back to me in my environment. And there have been many circumstances or situations where I have not done that. I've been very successful at creating unpreferred experiences. I'm sure you can relate too. However, they're lessons. But are they lessons until they're learnt? They might often be seen and observed by the conscious mind through victimhood. I'm being persecuted, or this reality is being pressed upon me, and I'm not worthy to experience something new because I've been shown through the facts of my past and my mind, my memories, I've been shown that these things come to other people and results occur for other people, but not for me. So you can change. You will change when you're ready. First and foremost, define and decide what you really, really, really want. And let's say that you're in your 40s or your 50s or your 60s, whatever it may be. You may take a little bit longer to come to your answer of what you really, really, really want, because you're working through decades of pre-loaded environments and pre-loaded experiences that have shaped your current reality, and you're trying to work your way through that, all the BS. So the BS USB stick that is firmly embedded in your neck is starting to loosen when you give yourself the opportunity to investigate your full potential. I can see evidence of change occurring when I give permission for change to occur. I see evidence of change occurring in my inner world and outer world when I give permission for change to occur. And that's why some people will stay where they are all their lives and never change, because they've never given themselves permission. They've waited for permission to come outside of them. They've waited for others, people, places, events, and circumstances to give them permission to shine, to grow, to advance, to evolve, to expand. It's not going to come from outside of you. Remember, it's all you, baby. That's the key. So you give yourself permission to go after what you want, because you really, really want it. Okay? And I can hear some of you old enough to remember the Spice Girls. Let's not go there. That's just going to send us in a downward spiral right there. So let's go back. Remember, at the deepest element, the core of your being, what you really, really, really want is knowing that you have the power to change your reality at will. Knowing that you have the power to change and create preferred states of being and upgraded experiences in your world. Yes. And all my students over all the years, when that penny drops for them, that pearl drops in their pond of intention and potential, the ripple effect is huge. So if I can experience this in one area of my life with clear intentions and a clear focus and direction of my energy, then why can't I do it in other areas of my life? Great question. You can, because everything is possible. Everything is possible because everything is energy. Energy is in constant states of transition and movement. Energy never dies. Okay? So a thought as energy and a feeling as energy, both of them are very electromagnetic together, and which is why we speak about the golden key, which was in a previous episode, is running a single currency, a single frequency of thought, action, and feeling that aligns you with your preferred future experiences, but aligns you right now. So get clear on what you really, really, really want, and make it bold, make it adventurous, make it so compelling that you feel excited towards it. You feel like you are being stretched. The borders and boundaries, the edges of your consciousness are being expanded through that very question. Because what you believe you can have is nowhere near what you are truly capable of. Beliefs are the fuel of your desires. So if you drop beliefs off and understand at the deepest core of you that everything is possible, then where is the limit of your imagination? Where is the limit of your attention and your focus? Where is the limit of your evolution? So I encourage some feedback on this. Did you like this episode? What was resounding for you? What jumped out at you? It's very, very simple. Grab a single sheet of paper, write at the top what I really, really, really want, and then go about listing it out. If it takes you a couple of days to work through, that's okay. While you're in this little bit of mutiny on the decks of your own ship, having a little skirmish with what's believable, what's looking at the past, what do I feel is possible, who will I leave behind, who will embrace me, who will judge me, all those stories that we run Allow them to come to the surface and give a new meaning to them. That was the past. That was secretly showing me what is possible for me, because where one thing exists, so too does its counterpoint. I create my own entangled universe through how I think, act, and feel. And by choosing to think, act, and feel differently, I create new entanglements. I create new synaptic junctions and neurological pathways in my brain. And I create a new web of potential and opportunity within me and around me. So go ahead and answer that question. What I really, really, really want is ... And then add because X, Y, and Z. Okay, that might open up a can of worms. I'll leave you with that one to sit with, contemplate, and explore. It's a game changer. When you give yourself permission to want what you want because you want it, that's the deal breaker. That's the game changer for you. I wish you well from me here to wherever you are. Dream a better dream, and remember, it's all you, baby. See you in the field.